Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we're continuing to build our big, beautiful Australian transportation company. And in the last episode, guys, we did some really big improvements. We've not only enabled us to kind of deliver more goods to more places, which we're kind of waiting for it to all kind of come into full force and for us to make a ton of cash money moolah. We've now feeding the towns and cities on this one side with even more goods, and they are starting to grow. They're having big growth spurts. Rockhampton has had huge growth spurts right now. Even places like Hervey Bay right now, beautiful growth spurt. And even the smaller ones like Cairns over here, which is struggling on the topography. I think it might be kind of slightly capped out, but it had a little bit of a growth spurt. It kind of stopped because, not enough land. But that's all good, boys, because we are continuing the expansions, we are continuing working, and we are continuing building the biggest company ever. Now, last episode, we had to do some workings out. We've created some new lines, and we started to feed the goods plant with even more steel, as you have a brand new line coming away from over near Mount Isa. Now, the only downside of all of this stuff is you've got to give it time to kind of get into the swing of things and all the goods delivered. This only recently just upgraded, which means it will then start demanding more coal and ore, which the train for coal right now is about to bring 360 in. So it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. I'm just going to quickly turn my audio down slightly, as the music does sound a little bit loud in my own ears right now. But there we go, boys. We are rocking and a rolling. Now, in today's episode, we're gonna take it that next step further, and I'm gonna introduce some more planes. Now, before I talk about planes, I just want to say, if you are enjoying the series, make sure you smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. We have to kind of first go back a few episodes and talk about how we initially implemented the planes. Now, what we did is we created this airport over here in Mildura, because Mildura is a big hub for this side of Australia. Big hub. And what we've done is we chose to fly planes. I can't have English right now. The planes all the way up to here, which pretty much intercepts the crisscross of two end routes. So rather than flying it to somewhere like Perth, I didn't want to do that because we have the high-speed trains going there anyway, and that would have taken some passengers away from it and would have made it pointless. Why get on a high-speed train when you can get there quicker on a plane? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, boys? So instead, we took it to the end of the line because we have a line that goes from Carnarvon all the way through Perth to Esperance, and the high-speed train station is in the middle of that line. Now, that line that originally ended at Carnarvon and returned actually ends at the airport and then goes back, which then crisscrosses with this line that goes from Carafa all the way down to Mount Isa. And it was a way that we could then intercept the two lines to make the actual train lines themselves make more money, and for the plane lines also to make more money. Now, we're going to try and implement this kind of format elsewhere, and I've been trying to figure out where best would it kind of go, where would it be. Now, we have the ability to maybe get the Esperance line that terminates there and the Seduna line that terminates there to kind of come together for a big airport there. That would work. So there's one location for one. Now, at the end of the line up here, that goes all the way up to here. I wouldn't do one up there because we have high-speed lines coming into Catherine anyway, but there's a possibility, right, where the line... I need to get rid of these tips. These tips keep popping up right now. What is going on? How do you get rid? Enable the guide system. Is this the tutorials that keep popping up? Anyway, where Mount Isa terminates here, and the line in Rocky Point to Bamaga terminates there, what if I had an airport here that took a line out there and then kind of bridged the gap between these 2 points and 2 transportation lines with an airport in the middle? That would work as well. So there's a second location. And then a third location could be the line coming down here to Grafton doesn't connect to the line that ends here in Newcastle. So if you want to get from Newcastle to Grafton, you've got to go all the way down to the high-speed train, all the way up on the high-speed train to Rockhampton, and all the way back down again. I could connect these two up with an airport here. And that's my third location. You see how crazy that is? Now, obviously, I don't want to do all the locations today because that seems a little bit too crazy. But those are the locations where I can put airports. They pretty much go to where the end routes connect to an other end route line, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Now, it means that the lines themselves will make more money because they're able to crisscross all over. The towns around them make more money, and it doesn't take away from the high-speed train lines because the high-speed train lines still go to the hub of all the crissy-crossy lines. These are just at the ends that kind of get left out. So we just got to pick which one we want to do first. Now, I kind of like the idea of here. This is going to be the most difficult one to do and to implement, and I feel like that would be a pretty good idea. Now, Grafton, the station comes in, and it is set up to kind of continue. So it should elevate up and over. We will have to destroy some buildings. It will go through the mountain, and then it will eventually have the ability to connect to this elevated platform here. Now, this station here was not built to have any bypassing, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need any bypassing because that's not how we set in the line up. But then we got to figure out how we do the kind of the station here that will connect down to an airport on the coast. Now, an airport on the coast sounds great, but when you see the size of the airport and I've got to implement it here, it becomes a little bit tricky. It does become a little bit tricky. So what I'm going to have to do, boys, is I'm going to have to delete this road for just a split second. Let's just say goodbye to it for just a min. Hasta la vista, baby. And we're going to have to kind of now reclaim some land. So up the brush size, up the strength, make it a big square, and then kind of bring it out. Alright, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, I've kind of come out in a big semicircle right now, and I don't know whether that's going to be enough or not. So what we'll do is we'll get a... Okay, no. I can see already this is not going to be enough. So that's a passenger airfield and a passenger large airport. Okay, it's a lot bigger than you originally think. So I need to kind of claim a lot more than that. So flatten tool. So if I come out to about there. So let me kind of bring it back up again. If I was go about here. So I'm just kind of trying to work out right now the best way to kind of go about this. So if I go to about there. And then about here. I'm trying to work out the spacing right now. Almost there. So a little bit further. To about there. So we've roughly got where the land needs to be. And it's got to then fill in all the gaps. Yikes, boys. Yikes. Right. Close this gap here. And I reckon to here's fine. We're now building an artificial island off the coast for an airport. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It is kind of crazy. Right. Is that enough? That is enough. That is enough. But the other side of it is we also need to add an additional runway on it. So we might as well kind of combine this here and then place down the runway or the airport there. So build it just there. Right. And we have to combine this to a station that's going to connect over on that side. Now, if I configure this and add in the additional section there. Is that all I needed to do? Taxiway? No, we need to add additional taxiway. I want to put one of these down this end. So we're going to extend a little bit more out. So bring this down a little bit more. Also bringing that out slightly. And then we'll fine tune the land when we're ready. Oh, we're so close on that. We're so close. We are so close, boys. So close. There we go. Right, the airport's now in. The airport is now actually in. It's ridiculous, right? It is absolutely ridiculous. So let me get the road back in now. So the road connection's quite important. So I'm going to bring this, and how high can I make it go up to about there? Because it's got to try and fit within its original systems. Oh, I got ownership on it as well, so I'm spending. I mean, I'm complaining about ownership right now when I've got like how many billions in the bank. So it's a different style of road as well. It's gone from like a highway style road to then a road with side streets, but it is going to be quite pedestrianized in this area. Now, what I need to do is build an elevated train station. Now, it doesn't need to be cargo based. I just got to build elevated. So, with that said, spin it right round, and we got to find the correct positioning of it where I'm also able to connect it up to the airport, so it's a straight connection, but also high enough that it's able to kind of connect to the two stations either side. So what I need to do, I'm going to make it 2 platforms wide. I'll do high speed, makes no difference. We'll do height of 25, pillars none, or do I do spaced? We'll do spaced pillars. And I reckon if I angle it about here, could be fine. We will see. It should be far enough back enough that it's going to be okay for a connection. I could do the elevators that go inside of it. Like that. That's all it needs to do. And then the road. Try and lower it. You've got 2 road connections there. Oh, do you know what? That's not as high as I was expecting it to be. That's a nice little incline down. So the airport and the train station are connected. That's all they need to do. That is all they need to do for me to have that connection and that crossover point. Now, obviously, we've got to do a lot of terraforming to kind of smoothen it all off and all that kind of jazz. There we go, boys. There we go. There we go. Looking pretty damn fantastic, if you ask me. And I could go crazy with the terraforming. You know your boy. I could go crazy with terraforming. I really could. But we're going to leave it like that. We're going to leave it like that. So we're just going to get this train station connected up to the line over here. Now, this is going to be really interesting with the lines. So if I brought this out, because I need it to go straight over. And there's the snap. But what if I made it go all the way and connect in? Now, the issue I've got is bridges. Now, this is my issue with the bridge here, which looks like it would work. It only deletes a couple of buildings. And then the bridge here is not the best. So where's the issue with the bridge then? So apparently we've got some expansion issues or whatever it is. But I'm not sure where the issue lies. So it's still got to be to over here, hasn't it? So what if I go for this style of bridge? Still an issue. Okay, we're not going to be able to get it how I want to get it. So what we're going to have to do then, where's the snap? Snap's there. We're going to have to build it in stages and in sections. So if I first go to here, what bridge do I'm going to go with this bridge. First build it to there. And there we go. And let's see how far over I can take it. So I can take it to here. I can build to there. You got to build it in section. It's so awkward how you have to do it. So from there, I might be able to take it all the way over, which I can. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfection. Right, that was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. And it's kind of cool how you see it pop out of the tunnel. And I reckon what we should do is just slightly terraform this. So when you kind of go through here, you can look over to see the airport and the waterfront and all that. So smoothing this section here. It's a nice little vantage point. As you slightly pop out, you get a glimpse of the airport and the water. That's really nice. I like it. I like it. So now then, I've got to connect this up. So let me first do what I did originally. And that is have a connection go all the way over. Now, does that connect in? Now, weirdly, I can actually confirm and build this. But I just want to see how it's trying to attempt to build it. Right, I don't think I'm a huge fan of how it's trying to attempt it here. So what I'll do is we'll bring this down. It's going to go into a tunnel. Right, I'll go into a tunnel there, which I don't mind it. Confirm that. So run this, or get this to run all the way in as well. So into a tunnel here, which is perfectly fine. And then it's going to try and come out and about. Now, this is where we're going to have some issues. Because I can slightly turn it. Right, let me just try this. Slightly turn this. Where's my connection gone? There we go. No tunnel. I know it's going to delete the house and the building, but bear with me a second. Like that there. And I know I've got to connect to over here, but I'm trying to do it in a way where we can benefit from not having a ridiculous bridge anywhere. The only bridge we're getting is here. Right, now, I want to show you this in just a second, how good this is now looking. I want to show you how good this is now looking. So, what we've got to do, or what they've got to do, is they pass through here. They kind of have a slight little turn, not to destroy too much of the cityscape. Through a tunnel. We'll terraform some of this. Then through another big one. Let me get rid of that right there. Nice views overlooking the waterfront. Through this huge mountain. Back through again. Nice views of the airport as you're looking over. Into the station you go. That actually works out really well. It's weird, but it works out really, really well. Now, we could do some terraforming just to kind of, you know, solve some of these issues there. Solve some of the issues there and here as well. But other than that, great stuff. So, I can put it back into play mode now, right? Let them do their thing. And I got to grass this off, but let's extend the train lines first and foremost. So, this goes from Seduna, which is all the way over here, to Newcastle. This is a really long line, and it's about to get even longer. So, does it make money still? It makes good cash. So, manage the line. When it gets to Newcastle, it goes Sydney, Newcastle, back to Sydney. It's actually going to have to go from then Newcastle to Grafton South, which this, we no longer allow it to use both sides. Then from Grafton South back to Newcastle. So in Grafton South is where it can then utilize both sides of the line. Pause. Right, something is not right here. Ah, crisscrosses. Crisscross, Zodiac. Crisscross. How'd you forget the crisscrosses right now? You damn fool. You ever played this game before, Zodiac? You ever played this game before, you damn fool? And of course, I've also got to incorporate these as well. Alright, one there. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't play these games with me right now. There we go. Right, where was we on that line? So then Newcastle on this side. Is it on the right side of the tracks? Yes. It now is. It now is. We'll have to put some signals down, obviously. So, one there. I'll do one there, one there. And then one there. Same on this side, one there. It's only a short journey, this one, so we'll have this next one just here. Right, that sorts out that side of the line perfectly. And off they then skedaddle, they can stop here and then crisscross over. We got to do the same side in this one. So Grafton to Bamaga, which is also a long line as well. Now, does this make money? This still does not make any cash. So connecting up to the airport and crossing this line as well should be what it needs to finally make cash. So Grafton. It goes Grafton to Brisbane. So when it gets to Brisbane, it goes to Grafton again, but also to there and then back. So Grafton South is where it utilizes both platforms. The original Grafton here, it does not. But we're going to make sure that we get the right side of it all. Is that correct? Oh, wrong button. What have I done? No. It's the second time it goes to Grafton is number 2. No, number 1. Are we okay? Yeah, we're okay. That took longer than expected. That's now done. So they can now share passengers from these 2 lines. They can now share passengers, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. There's already a train coming in as well. Now, this station's long enough, right? For this length of train. Because that's what we got on the other one as well. Turns out, yes. It turns out, yes, but where are you going? I think you got caught on the wrong line. I think that was one of the ones that went past it before the crisscross. You damn fool. You damn fool. Just double checking, boys. Just double checking. So now we can run plane journeys to the airport. That's a pretty short journey, so probably won't be many planes on that. But new line from here to there. And another new line from here all the way. And this takes a while to go all the way over to there. Now, we'll come back and sort those out because I just want to configure the airport now. Because I want to add in, if it's possible... Oh, can't do another passenger building. Hangar. Ooh. Do you know, it'll be fine. I can't see that many planes landing, right? Nah. Right, so. These lines, by the way. So, kind of an airport. Multiple. Mildura Airport, multiple. There's only one here, but I'll do only one plane to begin with. So let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. Or maybe not. Okay, maybe not. I can't do it. So this is Grafton, Mildura. So Grafton to Mildura. And then this one is Grafton. So Grafton to Carnarvon. Easy peasy simple. And we'll just buy one plane for each line to begin with. So passenger. And if we sort it by capacity. So this is carrying 60. The Douglas DC-10. They carry... Do you know, I might just get one of these each. The Douglases, right? If I'm going to do one plane on each. So Grafton to Carnarvon. Grafton to Mildura. Now, this will take time. It will take us time right now to kind of fully see the effects of this come into play. And we also still need to sort out bus routes. We still got to sort out bus routes for all these towns and cities to bring more passengers over. And also maximize the coverage of these train stations. Because I can do buildings on the other side and do roads connecting. So that's got everything it now needs and sets us up nicely to be able to utilize all of this. So some passengers actually just got off. I wonder if any of them are going to the airport. Who are you? She is going to the commercial. Oh, she's going to be over here. So she's getting on a plane. She's getting on a plane, boys. Right, we got our first plane passenger right now. First plane passengers walking down the hill. Where's the entrance? Just here. There we go. Glorious. Glorious, boys. It will just take a little bit of time. It will just take a little bit of time. So there we go. There's our first one. Amazing. What I'm doing next then is just sort out Grafton, because this is the first stop after that line altogether. Now, we're going to implement some passenger buildings. And what we'll do is... Can I squeeze? No, you're too big. Buildings will be removed. Too large. So we do a small one there. I'll do a small one there. And I'll do a small one just here. Now, what I want to implement here then is a road to connect these up. So make them as low as we can. Because we are going to eat into the hill. There we go. I'm going to slightly bring that out. Oh, maybe I've gone a little bit too low. Right, we have to delete that building, unfortunately. That's going to have to go. Yeah, I might have gone a little bit too low. Right, let's smoothen this off here. That's now nice and smooth to be built on. That's somewhat smooth to be built on. I could also flatten a lot of that. I mean, where's that road going? Pause. I'm going to delete this. I'll make that road a little bit higher than you can. So to there. To there. To there. So a connection there is out the question. Connection there is not too far off. And a connection here would come in the likely event of this. Which is crazy. Crazily weird. So smoothing all this now. Making it as builder friendly as we can. And it's not about building on this area. What it mainly comes down to is being able to access this area for the train station. So all of a sudden, the train station's got access to all these buildings over here, which straight away, without me building the bus line, just gives us more connectivity to more people. And that's all we really want it to do at the minute. So Grafton might have a little bit of a growth right now, a nice little growth spurt, maybe. Hopefully, anyway. Its target population is a lot lower than what it's currently got, so it's going to have a little bit of a decline. And smoothing what we can. Because smoothing the landscape helps the building. Right, so we can leave Grafton now alone, because that's now kind of done. The planes are now flying out. Now, I don't know if any of them are making any money right now, but the train station has a few people on it wanting to crisscross to the other line. So hopefully we should see some improvements on that line, making a bit more cash. Now, the two lines coming out of the airport, the Carnarvon one, finances has only just started to make a bit of money. And the Mildura one has only started to make a bit of money as well. There's not really that many people on it at the moment, but you got to give it time. You gotta give it time, boys. And we also need to... Where's that train coming from there? The Grafton to Birmingham one. Has he just picked up a load of people? It has, and dropped off over 100. Yo! It dropped off so many for the Newcastle run. Right, that line is going to start making some serious cash. It actually might start making profit. That's all we can hope for, right? Is it to start making profit? Right. Next episode, guys, remind me, I need to do bus routes. Because we need to maximize what these cities can carry. We really, really do. Now, one of the other issues we had last episode is this station here. It doesn't quite get enough planks, but I think recently it is starting to get a lot more planks because we just had another delivery coming in. I think we've been okay. I don't know what it was last episode then. Maybe there were some issues, but it seems to be getting quite a bit of goods. There's a lot of tools waiting right now. Melbourne has 2 trains. We might edit both of these trains. Oh, they've got 140 capacities though, so I don't need to add any more onto it. I'm already ahead of myself. I'm trying to do stuff I've already done. And it's not really going too well, is it? Right, that's picking up some more goods right now. So I think we're okay there. I think we're okay. These are... Well, this is trying to produce as many planks as it can. Deliveries in. We're delivering. So it's just a case of waiting. It's just a case of playing the waiting game. I think we're okay, boys. I think we're okay. I think I'm starting to slightly worry about nothing at this point. Starting to slightly worry about nothing. Now, has it been enough time where, for example, this fuel plant over here is an adequate amount of goods? It's had a delivery at some point, but it is going to slowly start running out. When's the next... Okay, the next fuel train or oil train is coming in, which has got nothing on board. Oh no, that's going to over this one to pick those goods up. This is the one delivering the refined oil. It's got 120 on board right now. And that's coming in thick and fast. But I don't think it's going to come in that thick and fast, boys. I think we might... Oh, it could just be on the edge of running out before we get that next delivery. Hopefully there's no interruption with production. That's now coming in with big stonks. How much does this train line... Oh, this train make? It does pretty well. You can see it hasn't been going for very long, so that's why you're still waiting for the big money to be made. Train coming back anyway with 48 on board that you can kind of drop off, so every little helps, I'm assuming. Every little helps at this point. There's 130 ready to be picked up. But which one's this? This is the fuel line anyway, so this should pick up a bunch of fuel. So that drops off. That then picks up. Off it goes. This train coming in's got 26. It's going to drop off as well, so that's starting to make a little bit more pennies at the same time. So it is getting deliveries. It's just still waiting for adequate amount of deliveries coming in. There's a load of refined oil over here that train's going to pick up as well. So this one's picking up now 132. That's the most it's picked up because it's taken an extra carriage off there. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting, boys, for that to keep on going. That's all you can do at this point, is just keep waiting. Now, the other one was this having adequate amount of steel delivered, which by the looks of it, it's either just had a delivery of steel, or we're just now kind of keeping on top of things, which means it's then going to start producing more goods. Albury fuel right now looks like we could maybe upgrade the trains, so select them, edit them, add a few more wagons onto them. There we go, so they'll be a bit bigger when they come along on the next time. Sydney goods, I think we're okay there. Just waiting for the trains to make their journey back, but that Albury fuel one looks like it could do with a bit more. Are you an Albury? Oh, there's an Albury fuel train. That'll pick up now 120 and then disappear into the sunset. So, I'm thinking this deal's okay. We got a train over here picking up steel and delivering steel. This is leveling up again. Do you reckon we have adequate amount of goods being delivered on these trains? It's got 200 and something there to be delivered. That train is the coal one on the way. It delivers 360. It's just eating through the goods, isn't it? Is what it's doing. It's just eating through it. But that's leveling up again. So we're still not at the final form yet. So there's no point judging it until we truly are at the final form. Now, has this run out yet? No, but the transport numbers are dwindling. But that's the transport numbers on the fuel being delivered to the cities. We've just upped the Albury numbers. Adelaide, we could maybe look at upping this by adding an additional unit to each one. Portland is getting deliveries. We're okay there. So I think we're okay. It's just waiting for them to be delivered at this point. That's all you can do. But notice, though, it's so much more efficient this time. It's so much more efficient. Loads of trains can come in, drop off, pick up. It's all good. It's all good, boys. We're that efficient that we're now having empty carriages because we can deliver it a lot more quickly. It's crazy, isn't it? It really is crazy. Right, another delivery coming in for the plastics. We're okay, boys. We're okay. Now, steel here is looking a little bit dwindling. And where's the steel coming from? So it's coming from Toowoomba Steel. That train is on the way, but it's getting caught up. It picks up the steel from over here. Is it a case that train just keeps getting caught? It's making its way through. It's a bit of a tricky situation, that train. It is a little bit of a tricky situation, but I think we're okay anyway. I think we're going to be okay. I don't think there's going to be many issues. Now, one thing that we haven't looked at in quite some time is the industries over on this side of Perth. You've just got to double check everything over here is running smoothly. The Perth planks, there's a lot right now. There's a lot. Where does that line go? It goes all the way up to here, which shares between the two. And it looks like we need more planks being delivered. So we're going to have to up that train. So manage the vehicles. I can either add a second one or add more too. It only carries 200. So maybe we can make it carry 230. That will make the train slightly longer, slightly bigger. And where is that train? Is this the train here? Yes. So that will be able to now deliver more. I don't know whether to edit it and make it an electric train. Oh, no electric path. Right, okay. That's how old this area is, that there's no electric path. Right, it might just be here. Oh. No, there's a little bit there, but does it go this way? Oh, it does go up to here. It shows you how old this section of the train line is when it's not even electric. It's not even high speed either. Or at least I don't think it is. Right, that should now be all good to go. So manage the vehicle and edit it. There we go. It's electric. Has a little bit more pulling power. A little bit more pulling power. We're just going to make sure that it's able to enter and exit the... I might need to extend this this platform slightly. But it's waiting for a free path. I'm now waiting for autosave. And I just want to double check. It's able to navigate into... here, okay? This looks like quite a large platform as well, so I don't think there's much issues. But we need now to up the delivery. So Esperance Steel. Is it Esperance Steel? Esperance Steel. Which... wait, hold on. Esperance Steel? Where's that line? Wait, it's taking steel back? Huh? Well, how does that work? Something is not quite right there, isn't it? Something is not quite right. It's making good money, though. Did they need steel? No. So maybe I don't ask questions? Maybe it's one of those things where you just don't ask questions. Perth machines. We need more machines to live into Perth. So, obviously, it's crisscrossing and getting confused with one another, but I'm going to do a 200 capacity right now on the machines for Perth. That's the train there. We just missed being able to fill it all up. And, right, I'll have to check that out at a later date, because there's something deeper going on right now. There is definitely something deeper going on. We're producing the machines, we're producing the tools, which is all good, which will get more delivered to Perth, which would require more vehicles on the road by the looks of it. But this is what's really growing Perth. And had that steady inclining growth. It all depends on what side of the road or where it's picking up from. But the high street deliveries need to be upped. But they will eventually get to them. They will eventually get to them. Does that line make any cash anyway? Maybe, maybe not. I've got to review the situation. We've got to consistently keep reviewing that situation. Now, will this now start needing more planks? Yes, yes it will. So let's edit this to include more flat car sign stakes. There we go, boys, there we go. Which that train can now pick up more wood to be delivered. So this can keep producing more planks. So I'm assuming that's going to run out before that train even gets back. Right. It's very efficient, isn't it, guys? It is very efficient. We're all okay there. Sweet, mate. Now, I might take a look at the first line I ever built, which was this oil run. How is this line doing? It makes good cash. Sometimes just don't mess with it is the best way to go about it. And I think I'm just not going to mess with it. Now, we have a lot of bricks here. Darwin bricks. We're going to up the size of the train on this. There we go. We've also got Catherine bricks. Increase the size of the train on that one. So it's all about trying to make more money. That's what it all comes down to. It's just trying to make more money. So Mount Isa machines. This is definitely one that needs a bigger train. There we go. There we go. And that's another one that's getting goods delivered to the wrong place. I need to fine-tune a lot of my lines again to make sure that they're picking up the correct goods and dropping off the correct goods, because it does have a little bit of a negative knock-on effect. Now, did this start complaining about the transport of fuel? Yes, it's back to its maximum since we upped the numbers of the carriages. So that's worked out really well. Now, what I would quite like to do is check out if any of the lines are losing a lot of money. Now, there will be a few lines, like the Melbourne fuel right now. You can see that it's in that little break clause where it goes a year without making cash at the minute. So you can't really judge that one. Toowoomba Steel, how does this one do? That kind of goes a year without making cash as well. So it's hard to judge these ones. It's hard to judge them. It'd be kind of cool if you can kind of set it over the span of maybe 2 or 3 years and see what the average is. Mount Isa Steel, are you the same thing again? Oh, no, Mount Isa Steel is actually losing more and more and more. Now, this comes from up here. Now, why is that starting to lose more and more money? This is obviously getting what it needs. Is the demands, like, dwindled down? Maybe we just don't have the demands for this anymore to have that type of steel. But all of a sudden, this is the train here. No, that's not the train. All of a sudden, it just doesn't want to create any more steel for Mount Isa. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think because the platform is already maxed out of steel for Toowoomba, it can't put any more on the platform for it. So do you know what I might do? Add a second train for Toowoomba. Add a second one. Feed it, boys. Feed it right now. Right, we'll see how that gets on. Geraldton Plastic. Again, it hasn't made any cash this year just yet. The Grafton Mildura plane. That's struggling. It might be a case where planes to Mildura just don't seem worth it. or we're just kind of still waiting. Maybe that's what it could be. There's a lot of lines losing money, but it all depends on, you know, when they make the money. But when you flip it around, look at the lines making cash right now. These are lines doing really well. Really well. The Melbourne Wood one's doing really well right now. Making tons of money. Now, where's the plain lines? So here's the original plain line, which might actually take a hit with the fact that we've now got more planes skadoodling about. And the other plane, wow, the Grafton to Carnarvon, is that making a profit? It is. Right, we're doing something good, boys. We're definitely doing something good right now. I'm quite impressed. I am slightly quite impressed. But there's still a lot of work to get done. Next episode, we'll take a look at the bus routes and all the towns and cities. And then we've got to start thinking about how we can connect Toowoomba and Laverton. The only two towns and cities that we are yet to connect. Guys, it's been an interesting episode. We've built a brand new airport, baby. A brand new airport. But will it make mass amounts of money? That's something that we're going to have to find out. The Grafton to Bamaga line has now started to make cash because obviously we can now pick up more people. And the Ceduna to Newcastle line has always made big cash. Guys, we're going to leave it here. I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash the like button down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.